Hip mobility is so important in women, especially women over 40. Did you know that if you fall and you break a hip, your rate of death greatly increases? Hi, my name is Jen, and I invented a new way to use the yoga pole, Polistic pole yoga, 52 poses, all on the ground, and it's based on spine structure and hip mobility and core strength. These three things are really pivotal to give us overall health and well-being for the longevity of our life. Today, I'm going to show you this mini tutorial on how to use the yoga pole for hip mobility at any age. I'm also going to show you some modifications that you can use so that even if you're 300 pounds or you're 65 years old and you haven't done any exercise in a long time, you are going to be able to do these poses to open up those hips. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to this channel so you stay up to date with all the videos that I post right here. Okay, let's get to the pole. Okay, so anytime we come to the pole, we come to home pose. And with every pose, we hold for 12 counts or 3 deep breaths. We're always aligning the spine with the pole. So spine structure is number one when holding these poses. And we have this nice poster here. You can get that at polisticyoga.com, or I'll drop a link down below for you to get the poster with all 52 poses. Okay, so from here, we're gonna go into hero pose. Hero pose is one of my favorite poses, number 22, for hip mobility. So you're gonna stand directly next to the pole, and then you're gonna bring the leg up, opening the hip. Now, one of the modifications is just coming here, just holding here. So if you're really, really limited, I mean, you could even hold down here. The number one thing to remember is this foot down here. Instead of letting it dangle, you're gonna bring it up just slightly. And you can actually feel the difference in this muscle here and in your hip flexor. Okay, so the actual pose is here for hero pose. We're in a line here. We're making a rectangle here. So sometimes you might have to walk out further or walk yourself closer. Sometimes I see people coming up and then they're pushing their bottom back. We want to make sure that we stay directly in a line here, just like you have that yardstick. So you want the yardstick to be straight here, you want it to be straight here, and you want your bottom to be pushed in. Again, we're not pushing back, we're pushing forward. And so if you can just go here holding, that's fine, or here, or one hand holding here, or both here, and we're gonna hold for those 12 counts or 3 deep breaths, and then we're gonna release and come into half moon pose. So we're gonna bring both feet right next to the pole, holding one hand thumb up over the crown chakra, other hand thumb down, dropping down, opening that chest, and breathing. Taking a big deep breath in, and breathing out. Again, in half moon, we're not slumped over, ears are in line with the biceps, and your heart chakra is open. After you've held that pose for 3 deep breaths or 12 counts, you can either turn around or step to the other side of your pole. The great thing about Polistic pole yoga is it only takes a little amount of space, and then you're gonna come back into hero pose on the other side. So the pole theory says what we do to one side, we do to the other. So we're opening up these hips on both sides. Breathing and holding. And you can do these poses just a few times during the day, or you can get into the Polistic Yoga Academy for a full 30-minute session. The next pose that we're going to do is, then we go into half moon pose again. Excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself. I get so excited to share these poses with you. Breathing, because they feel really, really good. Okay, now we're going to go into snake pose. Left foot to the pole, directly in front of the pole. So your left foot is directly, it's not over here and it's not back here. Your left foot is as close as you can get it to the pole, and the leg is directly in front of the pole. How you're holding these poses is super, super important. Okay, now we're wrapping the right foot around, pointing that toe down, coming back. Now, if you can just hold here in snake, I know this doesn't look like we're doing much here, but snake poses, it's a really intense pose. So then we're gonna come back, holding the hands at the hips to square up those hips. And then when you feel comfortable, bring those hands up, ears in line with the biceps. Taking that big deep breath in, exhaling out. Big deep breath in, exhaling out. Big deep breath in, exhaling out. Great job. Right foot to the pole, left foot around. Snake pose on the opposite side. Coming back, holding. And the further you go back, the more that you're going to feel that tightening here. We're pulling the hip forward now. And you're going to hear me say in Polistic Yoga often, we shake, not ache. These are gentle movements. Good. Okay, so from here, we're going to turn into Superman pose. So we're going to turn the left leg directly in a line with the pole, and you're going to step out again, femur length apart away, and you're going to bring that right leg up. Now, if it's too much for you to release, you can hold here, and we're just stretching that hip back. So if you've noticed, we were going to stretch it in all the ways, front, back, and side to side, and Superman pose is out to here. Breathing. Good, breathing. Switch, right foot down, left foot back around, pointing the toes. Pointing those toes. Breathing. Breathing. Good, now from here we're going to come into full moon. Feet are shoulder width apart, hands are over the crown chakra, thumbs down. Walk those feet back. The further back you walk the feet, the more that it's going to stretch up front, and the further up you walk, but you don't want to be here. It's not going to be reverse angle. So you want to be just a little bit further back than your body, and then you're going to drop down, keeping those elbows bent, ears in line with the biceps. Again, we're not looking up. You never bend the neck. You're always keeping the neck straight. Breathing, squeezing those glutes, and the further down you drop, the more it's going to stretch, and then we're going to sway back and forth. We're going to add this little variation. Adding this little variation, breathing, always breathing. Good, now we're going to roll over into forward table. Forward table, feet are shoulder width apart, looking up at the pole. Breathing, and then once you get here, we're going to take the left foot directly in front of the pole, and we're going to pick the right foot up. So you're going to pick that right foot up, looking up at the pole, keeping the hips square. If it's too much to pick it up that far, just gently pick it up off the ground here. Breathing, keeping the hips square, those 3 deep breaths, right foot down, left foot up. Breathing. Breathing, one more deep breath, and then we're going to come back and we're going to end in forward sitting lotus pose. So you're going to come with your feet together, sitting on the ground, knees pressed to the ground, spine straight up. Breathing. Keeping that spine straight and parallel with the pole, belly button tucked into the spine. And you're going to roll the pelvis down to the floor just a tiny bit. Breathing. Good. And from here, you can go into meditation. I'm going to drop a session for you down below called the Stretch into Shape session. It's going to be a free session, $97 value just for you today for watching this video. So you can do a whole 30-minute video and you can work on that posture, core strength, and hip mobility. This is a great way to keep yourself fit and healthy at any age. Thanks for joining me today. Our next video is going to be all about core strength, so be sure to hit that notification bell and stay tuned for that. You can go back and you can watch the video from last time all about posture, and you can do these little tutorials at home with your yoga pole. Again, it only takes a small amount of space for your yoga pole. These are tension rods, so they're easy to put in, easy to install. They leave no marks. It's very easy to set up. I'll also drop a link below in case you still need your yoga pole on what are the approved yoga poles. Yes, there are different poles, so be sure that the one that you're getting, if you don't have one, that we have approved at Polistic Pole Yoga. And if you have any questions, drop them in the link below. I'm always so happy to help. I'm always here to help guide you on your path to living your best life at any age. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste at the pole.